just listening to what other doctors, other neurosurgeons and neurodevelopment specialists are telling her. But her prognosis and everything for our son just went drastic. She kind of almost discouraged us from adopting him, like saying that this is going to be severe, this is going to be a lot, you know, we don't know what unknown elements could be. It was hard to hear somebody say that. If anything, my child is not returnable. So when I heard all of the things that doctor was telling us, it kind of went in one ear and out the other. No matter what state he came to us, that we would love him. And that's one thing that I'm starting to love about this process.
You know, with international adoption, sometimes there's unknowns and things that are not transparent on files and things like that. And once we came home, there was a lot more special needs that we weren't aware of and that we were not told.
Hey guys, it's Billy and welcome back to Sesh. Today's video is not going to be tea, it's not going to be about drama. This is something that is happening in the YouTube community that I really want to talk about because it is making its way to mainstream media. I want to talk about this because I've been following this family for a very long time over the past couple years before they even adopted this child, and we are going to get into this whole situation because I know a lot of viewers are hurt about this whole thing, and this is very painful and just I truly cannot believe this is something that has occurred. So if you guys do not know, Myka Stauffer and Jim, they are the Stauffer Life. They have a YouTube channel and their family channel had 300,000 subscribers. Myka has a personal channel of her own with 700,000 subscribers. And Jim has a personal channel called Stauffer Garage, which almost has 1 million subscribers. And they have 5 children. They now have 4 children because they decided that they were going to rehome their adopted son. And for privacy reasons and out of respect for him, I am not going to be saying his name or showing his face in this video. But Myka and Jim have been vlogging this entire adoption experience. They had 3 kids at the time when they decided to go through the adoption process in 2016. And as of October 9th, I believe, 2017 is when they went to China to get their son from China. He was 2 years old when they went to adopt him. At the time, they were told he had a brain tumor, and later on, they said that the adoption agencies did not disclose his full medical history and that they found out he had very severe autism and he would probably live with them for the rest of his life, never be potty trained, might never be able to communicate with them. This is very important information and I really need you guys to take it in because a lot of news outlets are reporting it based off of their video that they did not know there was anything wrong with their son when they adopted him other than the fact that he had a brain tumor. Prior to adopting their son and bringing him home, in January 18th of 2017, months before they brought their son home, she posted a video titled China Adoption Journey Part 3, where she detailed that her and her husband had been working with medical professionals because they had decided they wanted to adopt a child with special needs. They had set preferences for what they wanted in that special needs child, where they didn't want it to be too extreme where they couldn't handle it. So they had set preferences. This doctor got a hold of the medical records for the child that they were going to adopt, the child that they did adopt. This doctor then proceeded to tell Myka, and Myka says this all in her video, you guys. Go to this video. It starts at 2 minutes and 15 seconds when she starts talking about this. She starts to say that the doctor told her that his condition was very severe and much more than her and her husband were willing to take on. She says in this video, you guys, this information went in one ear and out the other. Those are her words. She said the information went in one ear, out the other because her son is not returnable. That is what she said. They then proceeded to adopt him, thinking that this doctor was just full of BS. They were given prior knowledge that something more severe was wrong, and they decided to ignore it and go ahead with the adoption against this doctor's wishes, and proceeded to make this video this week detailing why they returned their son and rehomed him, shopped him around, and it is because they said that the diagnosis was much worse than China and the adoption agency told them. Well, yes, China and the adoption agency told them he only had a brain tumor, but prior to adopting him, you also had a doctor telling you that his condition was much worse. They had been providing him therapy, getting him all of the doctors that they needed to figure out what best way to care for him was, and he was making some real progress. Now, I would also like to add that their adopted son, had attachment issues. He had very, very severe attachment issues. In the beginning, he would rock and suck his thumb to comfort himself, and in the beginning, he only really attached to Jim, who is Myka's husband, and later they formed a bond together as mother and son. She posted plenty of updates of him on her personal channel as well as their family channel. Now, I want to add that for anybody saying that this could all be excused because they did not know his full medical history, in the 5 things I didn't expect about our China adoption, she has this video still up on her channel. She does say that, going into a China adoption, it is very common that they do not disclose the full medical history, and that, you could be adopting a child that has much more severe delays than they are telling you. And she said that that was a reason why a lot of families backed out of adoption before finalization, and that she had heard of all of this prior. And she also said in the same video that you couldn't pay her millions and millions of dollars to ever give away her son. That is her son through and through. Even though he's adopted, that is her baby. Now, looking back on it, it's just really heartbreaking to know what the future held. Now, they adopted him when he was 2 years old, and he is now 4 years old. And the progress that he's made, oh my gosh, I wish you guys could truly get to see it, but they have since deleted all the videos on their vlog channel. But he was meeting with them, he knew sign language. It was truly beautiful, and he was so darling. After their adoption, a lot of subscribers came to them because of his story, and they really just fell in love with his family and how they were, going along this process of raising him. Last spring, a lot of questions began to arise as the Stauffer family had another baby. People were wondering why, after finding out about their son's diagnosis, would they have another baby, because they knew that their son was going to be taking up so much of their time due to all of his medical needs. So a lot of people were very upset about this, but as we can see now, who they chose to prioritize, and it seems to be their biological children. About 4 months ago, they stopped vlogging. A bunch of people were wondering what's going on. I, hope everything is okay. Myka continued to post on her own personal YouTube channel as if nothing was wrong, posting "Get ready with me," mommy morning routines, rolling around in bed, acting like nothing was going on. People started to notice that she hadn't posted a photo with their adopted son. Her last photo with her adopted son was posted on her Instagram in March, and she had the audacity, while, looking for new homes for him, while going through all this stuff with the adoption agencies, the audacity to use the hashtags adoption trauma, reactive attachment disorder. Knowing he has an attachment disorder and knowing that he has trauma from being adopted and feeling that neglect, they still went ahead and rehomed him. I am at a loss for words. I am at a loss for freaking words, you guys. I hadn't been keeping up too much with them in the past couple of months, but I did get a comment in my Tana video that was super alarming and totally shook me. It said, "Hey, there is a small YouTuber named Myka Stauffer. We have reason to believe she has put her 4-year-old son up for adoption. The boy is named, and they adopted him from China 2 years ago. He hasn't been in any of the videos for months, and Myka hasn't said anything about the whereabouts of... We think he has been rehomed. Even worse, she used her son to get views and attention off YouTube, and is what grew her channel. Please look into this." I was completely alarmed when I saw this, and I immediately just started looking up their channel, and I was going through their YouTube page, which at the time hadn't been deleted yet. They still had a lot of vlogs, and I could see that They had a great Christmas together, all of them, all 5 of them. They had bought a big new house and taken a recent trip to Bali. And I could see that they hadn't posted in the past 4 months. And I started to click on their like playlists of their adoption story and videos of their adopted son, like Blink's top moments, all private videos, and their adoption milestones, private videos. Even the official vlog of them adopting him, it's gone. It's not on the channel anymore. There's still one on Myka's channel that's 3 minutes, but when they actually got him from China, there was a much longer detailed vlog of the whole day, and it was gone. It was like they were trying to erase his existence, and it was very sneaky. I kept seeing people say that she was deleting comments, and as I was looking at comments and refreshing, they were getting deleted. So they were ignoring and completely, not talking about what happened to him and where his whereabouts were, but she was still continuing to post mommy morning routines on her channel, which is very, very strange to me. It's one thing if they had gone completely off the grid and they were just, so devastated by what was occurring that they could not post, but the fact that they were continuing to post on Myka's channel and continuing to post TikToks and Instagrams, it's very disturbing. So finally they come out with a video titled An Update on Our Family, where they detail that their son, their adopted son, is no longer their son and he has been rehomed, and they had been shopping him around to different families basically through an adoption agency and lawyers and medical professionals. They're trying also to say that there were incidents that happened in the home. I know that kids can be violent, but I mean, a 4-year-old, I just don't believe that they would be saying this about a biological child. I don't think that if their biological child was diagnosed with severe autism that they would ever think giving him away to another family, putting him up for adoption would ever be an option. I truly don't believe that. I think when you adopt a child, you act as if that is your birth child. That is your baby through and through, like she said. Through and through, that is her son. And not for a second would you consider or even think that an option would be to give them up, especially when you have the means to provide for this child. I understand situations where you are financially unable, but this is a situation where they had just bought a brand new big home, and even after learning about his diagnosis and how he was going to need all this attention, they had another baby. And it's just so heartbreaking and so upsetting to me that they are using the fact that the adoption agency did not disclose his autism to them in the beginning, and they feel as though he's not a good fit for him anymore, like he is a bad behaving dog in a home and they need to give him up to the pound. It's like this is a child. This is a human being we were talking about. This is not an animal that you can just give up when you don't feel like you want it anymore. Yes, the adoption agency did not disclose his full medical history, but when you give birth to a child, it is not guaranteed this baby is going to come without faults. Yes, there is testing these days, genetic testing, but nothing is 100% guaranteed. The child could still have autism. You don't know what kind of medical history that they are going to be born with. You don't know what type of medical needs they are going to face down the road. I truly just think it is ridiculous to excuse this with the fact that the adoption agency did not disclose everything to them. I doubt they would ever consider giving one of their biological children away if they found out something was medically wrong with them and they could not handle it anymore. And it's just so much more upsetting that they're saying, we didn't want to share this information with you guys because we didn't want to mess anything up. Like, you didn't want to mess up him leaving and have to keep him? Is that what it is? Because that's not... Wow. And suddenly they care about his privacy after years of exploiting him for views on their channel. Not only just their family channel, but her personal channel. Yes, they might have deleted a lot of those videos now, but she still has a 3-minute gotcha day video with 5 million views on her channel, as well as a bunch of different updates on him, including videos where she says she would never think about rehoming him or giving him away, which now looking at those videos, it's a complete just a mockery of the situation. And I just can't even process this whole thing. He had severe attachment issues in the beginning when he first came to them, and I can't even imagine the trauma that he is experiencing in this very moment. I mean, oh my gosh, watching the videos of her giving updates saying how bonded he is with her youngest daughter and how they love to do things together, I can't even imagine. She's saying he loved to go to the store with her, he loved to run errands with her. And for him to have made all this progress in their home and become attached to their family just to get ripped away it really makes me emotional. And a lot of viewers are hurt by this. A lot of viewers have followed this journey for so long and have watched the progress that he's made, and just to see that this is really truly how it's all ending for this family, that they rehomed him, they gave him to another family. It's so sad. I'm so disappointed. I mean, I hope that this new family is truly his forever home and that he never goes through this ever again. Ever again. She says that his new mommy has medical training. I truly hope, you guys, he never has to experience this again, because this type of behavior of thinking that a child is disposable like this, that you can return a child like it is a faulty item at the store, a child cannot be returned like this. This is not Target. You know, I'm just really sad that it didn't work out, that they felt like he could be returned and that he could be rehomed and shopped around, and that him going to another home was the best decision. I'm really just hurt and saddened by this family that does have so much privilege and so much time, that they had another baby. You know, it's not like they didn't have the money to take care of him with therapy and medical attention and, you know, whatever he needed, they could provide financially. It just hurts that they weren't able to treat him like he was their biological baby. And that is what is so heartbreaking. So I'm not saying like, oh my God, he should stay with people that don't care about him. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just sad that they didn't want him. I'm sad that they didn't want him the way he is, everything whole, and that they wanted to rehome him. So I know there are, you know, many arguments that could be made, like, you know, if they felt like they weren't good enough, then this is probably what's best. And it's like, I totally get what you're saying, but it's like a love thing. A parent would want to do everything for their child, and I just don't believe that they would ever think about adoption for their biological child if their biological child was diagnosed with the same thing that he was. So, I don't know, guys. This is crazy. But I just felt like I needed to talk about it with you guys because it is going around and I just have a lot of thoughts. So, I love you guys. I will talk to you in my next video. Bye, guys.